For this video, I'm actually going to be doing part of my desk, but I'm going to be connecting this LED strip. I'm going to make a 90-degree angle, so I'm going to have to bend it, and LED strips inherently do not bend well. So what I'm going to do, instead of just bend it, is use a connector that looks like this. And you want to cut your LED strip, and then you're going to put both ends into the connector, which will make a 90-degree bend. So I grab my second strip, and now you can see that I cut it. I'm going to then put them into the two connectors. That way it can bend perfectly and still light up. Next, we're going to look at the connectors a little bit more in depth to see how they work. Your connector might look a little bit different, but this is the one that came with my kit, and it looks like this. It has two clasps on each side. This is what it looks like while closed, and this is what it looks like open. So we can see that all we're going to do to open it is just pop the little clips off the side, and then it'll open. You do that for all four of them. Now this is a 90-degree angle one. You can also just pull off the actual white tab, and you can just use the clip itself. You can notice that I peeled off some of the adhesive. This is because with the red adhesive protector on, it will not fit. So I had to pull that off. Fun tip, if you're able to scrape or peel back some of the actual adhesive itself, it will also make it a little bit easier to slide in. I did not do that because the adhesive did not come off easily for mine. So what I did is I just pressed it against my thumb or something to kind of get rid of some of that adhesive, so that it would slide in easier, because if it sticks before it slides in, it won't make contact. Also, make sure you cut along the gold edge. It should have a little scissor mark so that the copper will be touching the copper through the metal connectors. And you can see that the copper, if you look really closely, is along underneath the white plastic part, and they all need to connect. I want to make a 90-degree angle, so I'm going to fit it in like this. All I'm going to do is push it. There's two little tabs that will hold it in, and I just want to push it under those tabs, and you want to make sure that it makes contact. If it doesn't make contact, and if it doesn't make a good contact, it will not light, because the current flowing through the other side will not carry it through, and you need to carry it through. Once you've made a secure connection like this, all you need to do is press it in firmly, and make sure that when you close it gently so that the little tab on top can push down on the part that's connecting and actually hold it in place. So now I'm going to bring my LED strip over here that I just connected, and now I'm going to attempt to put this one in here. Now I actually had a lot of trouble with this, and I think it's because of the little room I had to work with it. So it should be easier to actually fit this in here normally. Also, my hand is in the way, again, because I had such a small area to work with. This was a custom-made desk that I built, and still a work in progress as of now, I think. This is kind of a shelf area, and it's underneath it, which is why there is so little space. So what I'm doing is the same thing I did with the other one. I am just putting the connector inside of here, and I had a lot of trouble, as you can see, but it should be easier. Again, remember, if you move the adhesive with your thumb back, and I thought I collapsed it in, but if you look closely, you can see that it's not perfectly straight. And if it's not perfectly straight, that means most likely that the pins or the actual connectors aren't connected. So I came back and I tried again, and you can see that the left part of the strip is red and the right part was green, and that's because the connectors were not lined up properly, so it was giving some funky signals to the other one, which allowed it to light up still, however not the correct color. And since I did not want Christmas lights and I wanted the same color lights, I went back and I tried it again. I was testing all of the connections, and eventually, I think I did this off camera, but I grabbed a different connector, the clear part with the metal inside of it. I grabbed a different one, and that worked. I was able to push the actual strand of lights in there. Also, you should probably do this with the lights off, because you might break it, because there is current flowing through it, So you probably want to make sure that's off when you do it. And so I stuck it to there. I used this little white sticky tab, and that did not hold up against the polyethylene coating that I had on my table. So I switched that out. Obviously you can see it's just dangling here, but this is me testing the lights, and they finally work. Yay! So that was good. Make sure you test all the colors before you actually secure the connection. And to secure it, since the adhesive tab didn't work, my kit came with a screw and this little lip thing, and I pushed it into the table and I was able to hold it. Now, I haven't synced my mouse pad or my keyboard or my mouse with the actual lighting. Neither have I done it with my actual tower. However, I think that the lighting itself looks really dope. There's one layer that goes around the entire bottom of the table, and there's one that goes around the entire top part, or the second story, underneath. They're both like kind of underglow lights, which are pretty cool. My desk has electric motors in it, so you can see there is a little kind of like control panel, and that's pretty cool. And I placed the LED lights over it, so it kind of glares off it and it lights it up. Currently it is rainbow barf, but I will probably have it as white because it looks nice against the smoked gray red oak of the wood. But they all work and the connection is tight, zero problems, so that's how you would do it.